Alright everybody, how y'all doing, and welcome back to Ron's World. Yes, I am here today to talk about the new i9-12900KS CPU that launched May 25th, 2022. And on my perspective note, I think Intel marketing team should have known better. We was pretty much fine with the 12900 that y'all had out, and we was pretty good with that. But y'all went ahead on and y'all want to come out with a KS for no reason whatsoever, and it is just so massive in power that was this a good idea to release the CPU, knowing that Intel for to go ahead and release their AM5 motherboard in Q2, sometime in June or August. It's coming around the corner. But here's the thing: the CPU from Intel is costing a whopping retail suggested price from Newegg and Amazon $779 flat. You can say $780. It is very price hungry, and if this was a good idea for the consumers to say, hey, we got a new CPU out, but can you buy it, or do you want to buy it? Because there are other Intel Alder Lake CPUs that are more affordable and budget friendly than this mediocre CPU that Intel has launched on us. Now, let's get into the specs and let's talk about it, because what I did is that I did a price list within $800 of the same cost of the CPU. Now, you have two options. You as a consumer, you just go in and buy the Intel i9-12900KS and just walk out just only the CPU after you pay the whopping $800 and change, because you gotta pay the taxes on it. Or you take that $800 and you go ahead on, you buy you a PC that you could go ahead on and build yourself, and you could go ahead on and enjoy playing your basic modern games on the iGPU that in my price list compared to $800 that you can enjoy. Now, you have two options. You can go buy the Intel i9-12900KS and just go ahead and save up some more money to buy the motherboard, the DDR5 memory or DDR4, only which way you going with it, the case, the power supply. And if you don't want to go ahead on and game hard on a GPU, if you're not a gamer, then you just go ahead and stick to the basic iGPU. Now, if you're a gamer, then you go ahead and get the GPU such as the RTX 3090, the RTX 3080, 3070, etc., or the RX 6800 XT or the 6900 XT of your choice. Now, let's get into the specs and my price list of what I did. Now, you get, like I said, viewers, keep in mind you got two options. You can pay $800 just for only a CPU, which you walking out the store with just only a CPU, no motherboard, no memory, no case, no power supply, nada, just only the CPU. Or you take that $800 and you buy you a do-it-yourself build and you be happy with it. Now, I did mine's list of the 6-core 12 threads CPU. Keep it basic, keep it simple, and keep it budget friendly. Now, this could be used as home, business, or basic level gaming. Now, basic level means you can play your RPG, such as and you can play Fortnite. Your frame per second may not be the way you want it, maybe 60 to 80 frames per second, but it is playable at 1080p. Alright, let's get into the specs of this CPU. Alrighty, Now we are on the i9-12900KS. Specs is 16 cores, 24 threads, 8 P cores, 8 E cores. Now it has 14 megabyte L2 cache, 30 megabyte L3 cache. Base is at 2.5 gigahertz. Boost is at 5.5 gigahertz. Total design power of this cell, the base TDP is 150 watts. The max boost of this TDP is 240 watts. The launch date was March 25th, 2022. The MSRP was supposed to be $739.99 to $749.99, but retail suggested price off Amazon and Newegg is $779.90, almost $800. Now, which I think is very ridiculous. Now, keep in mind, Intel, I did the specs, and I'm not happy with it. Now, for $779, it should have been 16 cores and 32 threads. Now, that's what I would pay for if I needed the money. I had to keep saving up for more to go ahead and get all my parts I need, but y'all shorted us 8 threads. Yes, keep in mind, viewers, that right here, 16 cores, 24 threads. Now we know it is 2 threads per core. We got 16 cores and 24 threads, which should be 16 cores and 32 threads. Intel, you're slipping. It's not a good thing, because you're lying to your consumers, as in the past. Now I noticed y'all did that there in the i9-10900 as well as the i9-1100 series. You did that there as well. You cut down on the threads, which that to me I think is a bad idea. You should just kept the 1632, which could have been close to AMD thread rippers, but we all know AMD thread rippers are massive and highly effective and efficient. So right here, y'all pay close attention to that. I just mentioned it. Intel cut 8 threads off of the processor. It's supposed to be 16 cores and 32 threads, because it's 2 threads per core. Now moving right along, where I go ahead and compare the i9-12900KS with the RYZEN 5900X. Alrighty. Now, the specs of the i9-12900KS and the RYZEN 5900X. Now, cores, as you know, this is more of a beast, power-hungry monster. So keep that in mind that this will outdog the RYZEN 5900X. But I will be putting subscribers video links in the description, video description links in the description below, so y'all could go ahead on and compare to the RYZEN i9, the i9-12900KS and the RYZEN 5900X. Excuse me, viewers, I apologize for that there. Y'all get a little bloopers here and there, but here we go. The L2 cache of the i9-12900KS is 14 megabytes. L3 cache is 30 megabytes. The base of the E cores is 25 gigahertz, and the boost is 5.5 gigahertz. The base, like I said, this baby is power hungry. 150 watts is just your base. Now, to y'all power hungry creators out there, massive, intense PC users, the boost of this is 241 watts. Now, a lot of creators has already boosted up to high capacity, where they can go ahead and have all cores at its full potential. So you get the full 16 cores, 24 threads, and you can go ahead and cut out the 8 P's and the 8 E's. When you go into your BIOS, you go ahead and you can crank it up to use all cores and all threads. And then you can go ahead and set the boost frequency. You can boost it up to 241 watts. Yes, this baby is hot. Now, I have did a lot of research where the only CPU cooler that could keep it with here is the Intermax 230 watt air cooler. But just like I said, it's I said 230 now. It is 11 watts over efficient power. So in your case alone, plus if you got a power hungry GPU, yes, y'all need to go ahead and buy a lot of fans to keep this baby cool. Yes, case fans. That means you're looking at about at least a case that can hold at least 10 to 15 fans for this system to keep this baby nice and cool, so you keep your thermals right, because this baby is power hungry. And to me, it just don't make no sense in having a system that heats up just like that. 150 is okay. 16 cores, 24 threads, I don't need it because I can go ahead and get me a system that is well modified to handle my needs, but not use or brutalize the power source usage of what I'm trying to do. Now, like I said, the launch date of this CPU came out March 25th, 2022. The MSRP was supposed to be $739 to $749, but greedy retail stores such as Newegg and Amazon say, hey, we can go ahead and get some more monsters money for top dollars for the CPU, and it is retail value at $780. Now on the Ryzen 9 5900X, a more budget-friendly CPU, and with 12 cores and 24 threads, yes. Notice Intel that Ryzen did not lie to their viewers and sit there and say, hey, we could come up with a 12 cores and 20 threads. No, they give you the full max of their threads. Now, with that said, it is not powerful as the i9-12900KS, which y'all already benched it and tested. I'll be putting those video links in the description below if you want to watch it and understand the full value of the i9-12900KS and the Ryzen 9 5900X. Okay, the base of the Ryzen 9 5900X is 3.7 gigahertz. The boost is 4.8 gigahertz. The TDP is 105. The launch date was supposed to be in October 13, but the actual launch date for this CPU came out in November 5th, 2020. The MSRP value is $549, but as we speak right now, the price has officially dropped on these CPU here. The price from Newegg retail suggested price is $399.99, and off Amazon, the RSP from Amazon is $394 flat, $394 flat. Now, as I was saying, I did a video. Let me correct that. Sorry, viewers, again. I did a price list comparison. If you had $800, would you buy the CPU and then go back later on, save up some more money to go ahead on and buy your parts, or do you walk out the store, your retail computer store, and for $800 you walk out with your do-it-yourself? You can take home, and if you want to go ahead and film the video and show the YouTubers, this is what I'm doing with my $800. Now, I did two price lists, one on Intel, one on AMD. They both using the iGPU, and it is on 6 cores and 12 threads. I'm just keeping it basic friendly, trying to keep it in the price range of the i9-12900KS only. The CPU is a massive $779.99, $780. Let's get into the price list. Alrighty. Now, this price list, just like it says on the i5-12400, 6 cores, 12 threads, basic computer. Basic means you can go ahead on and use it for only basic use because it's on the integrated graphic processor unit. And with this build here, if I had to sit down here and have I had $800 right now in my pocket, I would go reach out to Best Buy. I'm gonna check them out first to see what they have in stores. If not, then I'm gonna come home and set out and order all my parts off Amazon. Yes, you can go ahead on now. If you want to purchase these parts, the i5 12400 or the RYZEN 5 5600G, the affiliate links will be in the description below if you want to purchase this build for yourself and build it. If you don't, then it's okay. I'm all happy with it. I'm just giving y'all a better perspective of the price build if you had only $800. And this is what I came up with. The CPU is the Intel i5 12400, coming in at $174.99. The CPU cooler, you know what? This CPU cooler is catching my eye, and I might be doing a video on it real soon. But this CPU cooler is Thermalright TR-TA140X. Yes, it has a housing 140mm fan, keeping your CPU cool and the performance at its best. It's coming in at $44.72. The motherboard of choice is the MSI Pro B660M DDR4, coming in at $139.99. The memory is the GSKILL RIPJAWS B series, 16GB dual kit, two 8GB sticks at 3600 MHz at CL18, coming in at $65.99. Now, right now, this memory is on sale. The total retail suggested price is $69.99, so you just basically save about $4, which is not bad. The storage is the RYZEN Digital Bulk Blue SN550 500GB M.2, coming in at $67.24. The case, I love this case. It's still on my mind for a possible redo of my Solo T2, but since I've modified it and I love it, I had to take a peep at it, and I'm just going to keep things as is. The Fantex Eclipse P308 mesh is coming in at $81.50. The case, friends, is the Fantex PH-F120 at $34.89. The power supply is the RYZEN 750-watt 80+ bronze, coming at $49.99. Now with RYZEN, I'll be putting their website in my description, their website link in the description below. I have no issues with them. They're a great company. Their power supplies don't blow after a lot of content creators say, oh, their power supplies explode. I went and looked on YouTube. I put in RYZEN power supplies exploding, and I could not find not one video on this power supply exploding. So this is a good power supply. A lot of people never heard of them, but you cannot go wrong with RYZEN. I'll be putting their website in the description below, so you can go ahead and click on it, read about them, read about what they're all about. They back up their parts. They got great customer service. So if we need to go ahead and talk to customer service, you're gonna get a quick response just like that. The ARGB fan controller is the Cooler Master ARGB PWM fan controller hub for $20.99. The grand total of this build is $680.31. Under the price range of the Intel 12900KS, which is going for $800. Still got more money in the bank if you want to go ahead and make some updates. It's up to you. But for a basic builder who just said, hey, you know what, I want to be doing me playing me some games, basic games. You know, your Fortnite, you get like good 75 FPS if I'm right, you'll be getting about 75 FPS. Just like I said, I don't test the parts. I do the price list. It's so many videos on this CPU. Y'all can just go ahead and put in the Intel i5 12400 and just put after it gameplay, and then they show a list of all the games with this CPU. Now it is operating system Windows 10 and Windows 11, so you just pick which operating system you want to use. and you be good to go. Now the second price list is on the RYZEN 5 5600G, another good iGPU. Just like I said, you're gonna get frames from 60 to 75 frames per second. All depends on how hungry and what tiles you throwing at these iGPU. Alright, let's get into the final and last price list. The RYZEN 5 5600G 6-core 12-thread, the basic computer. Now the reason I'm saying basic, keep in mind it is a basic build. 6 cores, 12 threads. You can't go wrong with it. Later on down the line, because I know when GPUs come out, they be sold out. So you can add a GPU to both builds, and you can go with the RYZEN. You can go with the NVIDIA RTX. I'll review this again. You go with the NVIDIA RTX 3050 or the 3060 12GB. Alrighty, let's get into this price list. And just like I said again, I kept it under the $800 budget of the i9-12900KS. Alright, let's get into the parts. The RYZEN 5 5600 is coming in at $186.99. CPU coolers are the Cooling SE224 XT Black at $29.99. The motherboard is the Gigabyte A520M RS Elite, $84.99. The memory is Team Group Team Force Dark ZA 16GB dual kit, 2 8GB sticks coming in at CL18, and the memory speed of this is at 3600 megahertz. Yes, I forgot to put that in, but I'll be putting all the affiliate links in the description below. So if you're interested in purchasing this cell, you can just click on the links, put the parts in your shopping cart, and voila, you can go ahead and start your build. The storage is WD Bolt Blue SN550 500GB for $67.24. Case Fantex Eclipse P300A Mesh, $81.50. The case fans are the Fantex PHF120 at $34.99. The PSU is the RS Gang 750 watt 80 plus bronze coming in at $49.99. And final is the Cooler Master ARGB TPWM fan controller hub for $20.99. The grand total of this build is $618.58. Now, just like I said, you cannot go wrong with this cell, and it's in the budget price of $800. The total cost of the i9-12900KS CPU, which is going for $780. Now, my final thoughts on this CPU. Intel, y'all could have done better with the price. And I fought the marketing team, because just like you said, the MSRP of this here was marketed at $739 to $749.99. Now, y'all came up with the 12900 for that, which is a little bit like $500 to $600 something. So okay, y'all could have listed this as like $680 or $699.99, 700 flat. Now, since y'all got a high-end, power-hungry CPU on the market, it's up to the consumers. How much power do you need just to do live streaming content? If I was a live streamer, which I'm not a live streamer, I'm going on two ends, basic and simple. That CPU is too power hungry and high in price. I don't need a CPU like that. It just packing too much power. That means my parts have to be well power hungry to handle that much power. If I overclock my parts, but I don't. Other hand, y'all did came after AMD because y'all rushed this out. Y'all know that AMD is finna get ready to launch the LGA 1718 motherboards, the AM5s. which is on the LGA. But keep in mind, tech enthusiasts, AMD already had an LGA socket. If we go back to the Threadrippers, yes, there are LGAs when the pin arrays are on the motherboard instead of on the CPU. But it just had a funny opening the socket and then closing the socket. But only thing why the Threadrippers wasn't selling, and a lot of was selling only to the movie production team, because they wanted something more faster, more hungry to go ahead and produce the frames and go ahead on and start rendering everything when you start exporting your files into faster, quick, time efficient frame. They got work done quicker, they got work done faster, and then you go enjoy your day. That's the only thing. But with the Threadrippers, they are price hungry, they cost too much. So AMD decided to go ahead and make something simple and easy off the Threadrippers when they did the 5900 series, which you got the 57, the Ryzen 7 5800X, the Ryzen 9 5900X, and your more budget friendly is the Ryzen 7 5700X, just for budget friendly basic users like me. Which will I be lending on? Now, if I was both, just like I said, I don't believe in the fanboy nonsense. I could go Intel or AMD. But y'all know my style, I'm a budget builder. I like to stick into a budget. If I have $800 to $900 or $1,000, I can go ahead and buy everything in that price frame. Intel, y'all got a lot of thinking to do, because releasing that CPU, it just was not thought on properly. Y'all just rushed it out, hoping that the consumers would jump on it. Yeah, the consumers jump on it because y'all rushed it out to the creators to go ahead on there and benchmark it for you. Y'all just gave them a free CPU. They ain't even had to damn near buy the CPU. But a consumer friendly like me, it's gonna be sitting on the store shelf collecting dust, because it is price costly and power hungry. I'm just gonna go ahead and close it out on that. I want to thank y'all for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. I'll be putting all the video links in the description below, so you can go ahead on and click on the links to go ahead on it and look at the benchmarks of the CPU. Now keep in mind, I don't benchmark nothing because there's so many benchmark videos out there. I just go ahead and pick the right one and just look at it and get my understanding info from that video. I don't have to do a video to add on with the other videos that's out there. That's one reason why I don't do benchmark videos. But other than that, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.